A very good morning, children. In the previous class, I had started lesson 9, Bholi, from your supplementary reader book, that is Footprints Without Feet. And there we came to know about an innocent girl, Bholi, who was the youngest daughter of Ramlal in her family. And she had to face many problems from her childhood onwards, we came to know. uh, but when one tehsildar came for the opening ceremony of the girls school, primary school for girls in the village, then he asked Ramlal to start the education from his home by sending his daughters to the school, okay, and set an example for the whole village. So Ramlal had to agree that, and that's why he decided to send Bholi to a school. So when Bholi came to know that she had to go out of home, and she never knew what place was this school actually. She had never heard or never seen about that, okay. So she got very much fearful, and she was shouting like anything that she doesn't want to go out of the house. And the father, that is Ramlal, he just explained her that he was taking her to school nowhere else, so she shouldn't behave in that way. And he asked his wife to give Bholi some decent dresses to wear, because there she has to meet her teachers and other school girls, and it was the matter of their reputation, as he was an official, government official working over there. So till here we completed yesterday, and let's proceed the chapter today. So from here I will start. Now children, be with me and look in your book. Okay, the main thing is reading purpose. Better you listen to me, but concentrate in your book where I'm reading, and try to understand on your own too. So new clothes had never been made for Bholi. The old dresses of her sisters were passed on to her. No one cared to mend or wash her clothes, but today she was lucky to receive a clean dress which had shrunk after many washings and no longer fitted Champa. She was even bathed, and oil was rubbed into her dry and matted hair. Only then did she begin to believe that she was being taken to a place better than her home. So now, see how pitiable condition of Bholi was there at her home. She had never got the new clothes to wear. Okay, why? Because always the old dresses of all her elder sisters were passed on to her. That is mostly the tradition in all the houses, I hope so, that wherever 3 to 4 children are there, the younger one is always in the laws, they have to get the clothes of their elder brothers and sisters to wear. So the same was here with Bholi, and even no one cared to mend. Mend means to repair or to wash her clothes. If she used to wear the torn one, no one used to even repair her clothes. Okay, she used to wear the torn clothes, and that also in a shabby way without washed one. But today it was the first time it happened with her that she was lucky enough to receive the clean dress. Okay, which had shrunk. Shrunk here means that dress also was not new, it had got short after many washings, and it now no longer fitted Champa, one of her elder sister. That's why that dress was again passed to Bholi, and she was given a good bath that day, and her dry and matted means tangled. Okay, when you don't comb the hair for many days, how it becomes, that is the tangled hair, matted hair. So the hair were washed and dried well, oil was put in her hair, and only that time she began to believe that really she was going to a better place than her home, because at home how she had to be at home, and now how she has to go out means really now she was looking good, in good washed clothes, okay, combed hair. That's why she felt she is going to some better place. When they reached the school, the children were already in their classrooms. Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress. Left alone, the poor girl looked about her with fear laden eyes. There were several rooms, and in each room, girls like her squatted on mats, reading from books or writing on slates. The headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms. Now, this innocent girl Bholi, she reached school, and the children were already there. They had reached to their school and they were sitting in their classrooms. Reaching there, Ramlal, he handed over his daughter's hand to the headmistress over there, okay, of the school. And now this girl looked about her with fear laden eyes, okay. And fear laden means full of fear. The girl was alone now there. Her father left her to school, and now she was getting more fearful there, okay, because there were many rooms, and in each room, okay, the girls like her only squatted means sat with the crossed legs. When you sit down on the floor, how you are supposed to sit, the crossed legged, okay. So in that way, the girls of her age were sitting on the mats in the classrooms, and they were reading from the books, and some of them were writing on their slates, okay. If you remember, in the earlier days, there were no books and copies. The children used to write in the slates and learn something, okay. So that was there. The headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms. So the head of the school, she asked Bholi to sit in one corner in one of the classrooms. She was also given one seat. Bholi did not know what exactly a school was like and what happened there, but she was glad to find so many girls almost of her own age present there. She hoped that one of these girls might become her friend. Now, this girl Bholi, okay, even till now she exactly don't know what place is this a school and what happens there in the school. Okay, that building is known as school, but what happens there, she doesn't know about that. But she was very happy to know that when she found many other girls of her own age present over there, okay. And she was hopeful that any one of these girls might become her friend. She can do friendship with any one of the girl over here. The lady teacher who was in the class was saying something to the girls, but Bholi could understand nothing. She looked at the pictures on the wall. The colors fascinated her. The horse was brown, just like the horse on which the Tehsildar had come to visit their village. The goat was black, like the goat of their neighbor. The parrot was green, like the parrots she had seen in the mango orchard. And the cow was just like their Lakshmi. And suddenly Bholi noticed that the teacher was standing by her side, smiling at her. So now, when she reached to her classroom, one of the lady teacher was there, and she was teaching something to the girls. But it was the first day for Bholi, okay, in that strange place. For her, she couldn't understand anything. So she started looking at the pictures on the wall. The walls of that school buildings were painted beautifully with the pictures, so that the children can just see and understand from there, okay. So the colorful pictures, it fascinated, it charmed her, okay. She was attracted by all those pictures. When she saw the horse, the brown was painted with brown color, so she found that this horse was the same of that of Tehsildar who came to their village, okay, for the opening ceremony. She saw that Tehsildar came sitting on the horse. So here also she could recognize that. And how she could recognize the goat, because she also had seen the goats in her neighborhood, okay, where she stays. So the goat was black in color, and the parrot was green, like the other parrots that she had seen in the mango orchard. Orchard means the fruit garden. So in the fruit garden, she had seen the parrots, so she could recognize that, yeah, that one was the parrot which is green in color. And a cow. Why? Because in her village, at her own home, she had the cow named Lakshmi, so she could recognize that animal also. And then suddenly Bholi, after seeing all these paintings, she came to know that the teacher was standing by her side, and she was smiling at her. Okay, seeing the Bholi's reactions, coming for the first time to school. Now, what's your name, little one? So the teacher asked her. That is the common question when you children also go to the new place somewhere. So when teacher asked her, so in the stammering form only she said bho bho bho. She could stammer no further than that. Why she was stammering, children? Hope you understand that she was very much fearful that time, isn't it? So she was stammering, and she couldn't even speak her full name that time. And then she began to cry, and tears flowed from her eyes in a helpless flood. She kept her head down as she sat in her corner, not daring to look up at the girls who she knew were still laughing at her. And after that, this girl Bholi, she started crying, and she was crying in a way that the tears flowed from her eyes, like the flood appeared over there. Okay, means she was crying too much that time. And then she kept her head down and sat in her corner. Okay, so not daring means she was not even able to uh, keep her head up and talk to anyone, not to face anyone. She didn't have the dare to do that. Okay, and because she knew that all of the other girls who were in the class, they were laughing at her. Okay, so she couldn't look up and face anyone in the class. When the school bell rang, all the girls scurried out of the classroom, but Bholi dared not leave her corner. Her head still lowered, she kept on sobbing. Bholi, the teacher's voice was so soft and soothing. In all her life, she had never been called like that. It touched her heart. So, what happened? When the school bell rang, okay, the school got over now. So all the girls scurried out means they ran out in hurry. Okay, the same happens with you. As soon as the bell rings means you all want to run out of the classroom, isn't it, to reach home. The same it happened here. But Bholi, she didn't have dare even to get up from the seat, from her corner, and still she was keeping her head down and going on crying. Okay, sobbing means weeping only, going on crying. So the teacher, she came to her and very lovingly, soothing means in a becoming, very calmly and lovingly she called Bholi. And hearing that, she found that in her life, okay, till now no one had called her so lovingly that her teacher called her that first time, and it touched her heart. She was very much happy and touched by her teacher. Get up, said the teacher. It was not a command, but just a friendly suggestion. Bholi got up. Now tell me your name. So, the teacher said again, she said so calmly and lovingly that you just stand up, Bholi, from your place. And she was not commanding her, okay, but she was asking her in a very friendly manner that Bholi, now you get up from your place. Okay, she didn't know her name till now, so just she asked her to get up. When Bholi got up, again she asked who the teacher, that tell me your name, child. Sweat broke out over her whole body. Would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? For the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. She had such a soothing voice, she could not laugh at her. Now, sweat broke out over her whole body means perspiration. Means Bholi was sweating like anything now. Again, she was getting more and more fearful, okay, and now she was thinking that whether again she would have to feel that insult while stammering and telling the name, because she was not able to even speak out her name, okay. And but she found that the woman, the teacher with whom she was talking, she was very kind hearted woman. That's why she took an effort, okay. And uh, she knew that the teacher had very calm and polite voice, and she was very friendly to her, and even she would not laugh at her, okay. So again she started saying bho 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 bho. She began to stammer. See, again the next time, though the teacher was asking her very kindly and lovingly, still the girl couldn't speak out clearly. You can understand the situation of that girl who came out from her home for the first time. Okay, so again she was going on stammering. So, well done, the teacher encouraged her. Come on now, the full name. So now the teacher, she was going on encouraging her. Okay, yes, you are going on well, child. Tell your full name now. So, Bholi. At last she was able to say it and felt relieved, as if it was a great achievement. So, anyhow, the girl put her whole effort in speaking out her name Bholi, and that time now she was feeling so relieved, so contented, okay, that as if it was a very great achievement. She had got a great success over there. Likewise, she was feeling now by telling her name. Well done. The teacher patted her affectionately and said, put the fear out of your heart, and you will be able to speak like everyone else. Bholi looked up as if to ask, really? No. The teacher again, she was going on encouraging her by appreciating her. Okay. She patted her, she tapped over her shoulder. Okay. So, affectionately, very lovingly, she patted her, and she said that first thing what you have to do, Bholi, is that you have to remove the fear out from your heart. You should not be fearful from anyone, and then only you will be able to speak like all other girls used to speak here. So listening this, Bholi looked up to her teacher as if she wanted to ask that really whether it is possible for her. Yes, yes, it will be very easy. You just come to school every day. Will you come? Boli nodded. No, say it aloud. Yes. And Bholi herself was astonished that she had been able to say it. Didn't I tell you? Now take this book. So now, the teacher again, she just wanted to bring up her courage. Okay, so put up her courage, and she said, yes, it is very easy to speak out only if you will come to school every day, then only it's possible that you will be able to speak. So will you come? So listening this, Bholi nodded, means she shook her head saying yes. Okay, so the teacher said no need to only nod your head, but you have to speak it aloud, yes or no. So again she stammered, and at last she could tell one word, yes. Okay, and that time Bholi herself was astonished, means surprised that she was able to speak out at least one word. So the teacher said, see, I told you, if you will try, if you will remove the fear from inside your heart, you can speak out. Okay, and then she lent her one book to Bholi. The book was full of nice pictures, and the pictures were in color: dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and a cow. just like Lakshmi. And with every picture was a word in big black letters. So this was the initial stage, okay, where you children also start from the nursery class. What you all learn, obviously the names of animals and birds and all the basic things. So this was only the book which was given by the teacher. It was full of beautiful pictures in beautiful colors of all these animals given over here, and with every picture there was the word, okay, and which written in black letters. Then in 1 month you will be able to read this book. Then I will give you a bigger book, then a still bigger one. In time you will be more learned than anyone else in the village. Then no one will ever be able to laugh at you. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without the slightest stammer. Understand? Now go home and come back early tomorrow morning. So, after giving the book, the teacher, she just wanted to boost up her courage, okay, her inner will. So, she said that within 1 month, okay, you will be able to read out this book, and I'm confident about that. She wanted to develop that confidence in Bholi, self confidence, that she can do that, okay. And she said, after this book I will give you another book which is will bigger than this, and the next time more bigger book than that, okay. And during this time you will be a learned person, an educated person than anyone else in the whole village. And then no one will dare to laugh at you, because you will be an educated, a literate person, and no one can laugh at you that time. On the other hand, people will listen to you with respect, okay, because if you speak, people will have to listen to you, and they have to respect, and you will be able to speak without even the slightest stammer. Never you will stammer again, and you will be able to speak fluently, okay. So now the teacher asked Bholi to go back home and to come back next early morning to school. Bholi felt as if suddenly all the bells in the village temple were ringing, and the trees in front of the schoolhouse had blossomed into a big red flowers. Her heart was throbbing with a new hope and a new life. Now, listening to this, see, till now no one had encouraged her, okay, to do something in life. She was neglected child at her house, but now what she feels, how she feels here after meeting her teacher in the school, as if she feels that the bells started ringing in the temples, okay. This shows her happiness, her confidence was growing up. And the trees in front of her schoolhouse, okay, they had blossomed, they had bloomed into red flowers, and her heart was throbbing. Throbbing means beating. It was beating up or pulsating with new hope and new life, okay. These all are the signs, signs, I want to say signs, that now Bholi got her willpower, and she was feeling so happy that she got something new to be in her life. Thus the years passed. The village became a small town. The little primary school became a high school. There were now a cinema under a tin shed and a cotton ginning mill. The mail train began to stop at their railway station. One night after dinner, Ramlal said to his wife, "Then shall I accept Bishamber's proposal?" Now, what happens? The years passed. Okay, many years passed now. Polly was going to school, and she was continuing her studies. And the village, it had converted into a small town as the development takes place everywhere. So there also it just got into a town. And the primary school for girls, it had now become a high school. Okay, now high school means till 10th standard the classes were there. And even there was a cinema under a tin shed, not a permanent cinema hall, but under the tin shed cinema was there. And a cotton ginning mill. Ginning means that to separate the cotton from the seeds. Okay, that mill was also there now. And the mail trains began to stop at the railway stations. Earlier when it was village, the mail train never stopped over there. Okay, and but now when it was converted to town, the train started stopping there. So one night after dinner, Ramlal asked his wife that shall he accept Bishamber's proposal. Okay, now uh, proposal, I hope so you understood for what proposal came. Yeah, marriage proposal. Yes, certainly, his wife said. Bholi will be lucky to get such a well to do bridegroom. A big shop, a house of his own, and I hear several thousand in the bank. Moreover, he is not asking for any dowry. So the wife also agreed that certainly you can accept Bishamber's marriage proposal, because Bholi is really so lucky and that she is going to get such a rich, well to do means such a rich bridegroom, and who has a big shop. He is the owner of his own house and shop, and even he has a good bank balance even. Okay, and moreover, more than this, that person Bishamber, he is not asking for any dowry. Dowry, you might have studied in your social also, that the money, gifts, or all these different articles given to the bride at the time of the marriage. Okay, that is the dowry. Earlier there was the dowry system, but now it has been abolished over there. So that person was not even asking any dowry. That's right, but he is not so young, almost the same age as I am, and he also limps. Moreover, the children from his first wife are quite grown up. So, what fact is being revealed over here by Ramlal? He said that everything is right, okay, but that man is not young at all, but he is the same as the age as Ramlal is. Means that Bishamber was the age of Bholi's father, okay, and moreover, he used to limp. Limp means walk with lameness. Okay, there was problem in his legs, so he used to walk with lameness. Okay, and uh, and moreover than this, the children from his first wife are quite grown up. Obviously, when that person, that bridegroom was of the age of Ramlal, then obviously he had the children from his first wife who were grown up like Bholi and her sisters. Okay, so let me stop over here, children. Next we will continue in the next class. Till then, goodbye and have a good day.